Hey y'all, so I'm back with another for your mother. I'm playing. So I'm back with another video. Um as you can see by the title, this one hits a little closer to home for me. So we are actually, or I'm actually going to explain. Oh, look at that tan. Jesus. So I am actually going to talk about my miscarriage that I had. So before I get started, thank y'all for sticking around and watching my video. So before we get into the video, I need you to like, comment, and subscribe. Also hit that post notification button so you know when I'm going live or when I post another video. But without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright y'all, so I'm back. So, like I said in the last clip, we are going to be talking about my miscarriage. So it was, let me go back to the date, y'all, because baby, the day I found out was a crazy day. Here we go. Okay, so fast forward, actually rewind. I'm not gonna say fast forward, we're gonna say rewind. Rewind to the day I actually got pregnant. February the 2nd of 2022. It was the day of my school shooting where I went to school at. And I had went to go see my then man at the time. Or boyfriend at the time, because he was indeed that. So I went to go see him after everything happened. Obviously X, Y, and Z happened. And from there, obviously, I mean, I guess I could say I kind of could tell the signs. However, I really couldn't. When I first got pregnant, I thought I was sick. Like, I thought I had the flu. I thought I had COVID. I didn't know what I thought I had, because those are the symptoms that I was having. I was getting headaches. I was throwing up, but it wasn't in the morning. Like, it would be later on in the day. Like, it was not morning sickness. And then fast forward. So I also played softball in college, and I cheered as well. However, cheer season, was over by this point. So we were in softball season, which is a little bit more competitive. So we had went to California to go play softball. So I was on the plane doing my thing. So we get over there, I'm cooling, I'm chilling. However, it was like every morning I would wake up and it was like, I'm not gonna say stomach pains, but you could most definitely tell that there was something in my belly. Because it's like every morning I would wake up, it would move. Which was crazy to me. Like, crazy. So I was like, okay, that's okay. So fast forward, we get back to Virginia. We're home, we're finished with spring break. Yeah, hang on now. Let me I am looking for the timeline because I have to get this right for y'all. So Boom. We are back at home, back from spring break, whatever. So I am at this point, I'm in denial at the fact that my cycle has not started. I don't know why I'm in denial at the fact that it has not started, but however, I'm very in denial that it has not started. So, I was talking to my friend Ayana, and she kept telling me that I need to go get a test, and I kept telling her no, I'm not gonna do it. So then we get to, it was one day at practice and we're running, and I noticed that when I'm running my breasts are sore, and I'm like okay. So it was the next day. Matter of fact, it was in March. We were on March the 22nd, I think. March the 22nd is the day that I found out. So March the 22nd gets here. You know, I'm doing my regular leisurely activities. Boom. So this is the day that I tell my friend that I'm going to get a test after my 8 a.m. class, because I still went to class that morning. And after my 8 a.m., I had an hour break. So my next class was at 11. So I got done with my 8 a.m. class. Actually, I lied. My next class was it was at 11, but we got out of class early that day. So it was from 8 to 9, but we ended up getting out kind of early. So I went to 7-Eleven because that was the closest thing to me at that time was a 7-Eleven. So I went to 7-Eleven. I got one of the tests. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait until I go to class because I wanted to come back to my room, take a quick nap, grab me a small bite to eat, and then go to class. So I was like, I'm gonna wait until I go to class. So I waited until class was getting ready to start, and I texted my friend, and I told her, I said, if I call, what did I tell Ayana? Let me go back to these text messages because I'm pretty sure I still have them. I know I still have these text messages. Why are they not coming up? Okay. So let me scroll. I'm sorry, y'all. I want to get this like legit, like perfect for you. I really do. So I had texted Ayana and I had told her, oh my Lord, I'm still in May. I need to get to March. Okay, hold on, y'all. But I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get this completely right for y'all because the way everything unfolded was absolutely, it was crazy. Okay, so we need to get to March. I'm almost there, y'all, I promise. Okay, this is April. Y'all, I'm almost there. I'm sorry. I really want to find it for you. Like, I want to know exactly what I texted Ayana because it was absolutely, like, it was just crazy the way that everything had unfolded because it was like, oh my gosh, like, what? Okay. All right, y'all, we're almost there. We're March the 25th. I need to get to the 22nd. We got 3 more days. Okay, so I had texted her, and I didn't text her. Yes, I did. I texted her and I said that so I texted her and I told her, I said, if I call you or if I text you and I let you know, just know. So I had texted her, I said, sister, are you sitting down? I have something to tell you. And she texted me back and she said, are you pregnant? And I said, LOL, yes. So she called me like right after I said that. And mind you, that was it. It was March the 22nd was the day that I found out. And here's the picture to prove it. That was on March the 22nd. So fast forward to a couple days later. As a matter of fact, Ayana was the very first one to know. But fast forward a couple days later, I ended up telling my boyfriend at the time. He was excited, so nothing wrong with that. However, I did not get to tell my parents, because my original plan was to surprise them and my family at my college graduation, because graduation was only like a week and a half away at this point. So I was going to surprise them at graduation with a sign that says, me and mommy just walked across the stage and your grandbaby is on the way. So I was actually going to surprise them. However, it didn't make it to that. But we're going to backtrack before we get there. So I tell Ayana I'm pregnant. She was the first one to find out. I tell my roommate, I tell my friends that I'm going to have a baby. So mind you, at this point, I'm still playing softball. They don't know. So what I end up doing, I finish out my senior year. I quit on senior day, to be exact. So I'm actually playing while I'm pregnant. We didn't do a lot though. I was a designated hitter, so a DH. So I really only did like batting practice and things like that. So I really didn't do a lot of most of the physical activities, but I did do some. But it wasn't a lot. And even with the physical activities that we did do, I knew how to maneuver around it. So nothing would really hurt my baby. So fast forward to after senior day. That Monday, because senior day was on a Saturday, so that Monday, I go and tell my coaches that I will no longer be playing because I'm pregnant. I tell my teammates, they ask me 15 million questions, what do your parents think, blah, blah, blah. My parents don't know. So, it was right after Easter break. I still did not tell my parents. I went home, I was pregnant, and did not let them know yet. So, it was right after Easter break. I got the ultrasound on my baby, and here she is. You might have seen her in a couple of my other videos, but this is my daughter. Her name is Rose Grace, because that's the name that me and her father found fitting for her. So her name is Rose Grace. But that is her. That's my baby. So I get my ultrasound. Everything was good. We were great. A week goes by, so I was 14, almost 15 weeks when I lost my daughter. I was laying in the bed and I was chilling. Matter of fact, it was April the 23rd of 2022, a day I will never forget. So I was laying in the bed. I was actually getting ready to get up so I could start getting ready for the softball game that we had, because at this point I was still on the team, but I was considered as more of a, I guess you could say, a student assistant or a manager at this point, because I was pregnant. However, if anything was to happen, I still could have went back and played because I was still on the roster. So, fast forward back to that day. So, I'm up, I'm chilling, I'm up early because we have things to do and whatnot, whatever. So we have things to do, I'm up, I'm chilling. I'm laying on the bed and I felt this big rush and I'm like, what is that? So I stood up and it was like this big rush of water and I'm like, okay, I don't know what that was. So I get up, I go to the bathroom, I check, I'm not bleeding, there's nothing going on, but I still went to the emergency room just to be sure. And on top of that, I was actually having lower back pains that day too, and I just didn't know what they were. But later on, I found out that that was a sign of miscarriage. So fast forward, I get to the hospital, and my OB, Dr. King, comes up. You know, they did the test and whatnot. They do another ultrasound to see if they can see the baby. At this point, my daughter had already started moving her way down the birth canal. I was having contractions while I was sitting in the waiting room for over an hour. But it's okay. So I did all that. They moved me upstairs to the birthing center. While I was being wheeled up there, the nurse that took me up asked if I was doing this by myself, and I said, unfortunately, yes. So I did do the first half on my own, but that's okay. I know that, sorry y'all, I'm okay with that. But yeah, so my friend actually did, my friend came from school. She brought me some clothes and my charger and things like that so I could have them with me at the hospital. And I called my parents, and obviously this is when I had to tell them that I was pregnant, and that I was having a miscarriage and I lost my baby. So they came from where they live at to where I went to school at, which was an hour and a half away. So they came up there to stay with me that night while I was going through the process of having my baby. I got to the hospital at like 10 something that morning. I ended up having my daughter at 11:15 that night. So I went through the whole process of actually having my child. I had to go through all the contractions. They put, the little contraction belt on me and all that other stuff. So I actually went through all of that. Dilated completely, and that was crazy. So I dilated fully. I dilated 10 centimeters before my daughter even came out, which is wild. But yes, so I did. I dilated the full 10 centimeters, which I thought was absolutely crazy, but hey, it's wild the way the human body works. So I have my daughter. I do have pictures of her, but I'm not going to show that to you because it's a little graphic. But I do have pictures of my daughter. And yeah, so I have pictures of her. So fast forward. I'm not going to tell you, even though this video is the bad, but I'm not going to tell you the ugly because there is an ugly side to this. But through the good, the bad, and the ugly, either way, I'm blessed that I got to carry my daughter for 4 months. The best 4 months of my life, even though probably for like a month and a half I didn't know that she even existed. But the best 4 months I ever could have thought about. So it was tough. Losing my first child, because it was indeed my first pregnancy. So it's hard losing your first baby, but it's okay. I will tell you that it does get easier over time. It's been 2 years since I lost my daughter. I do have my days where I still dwell on it. Oh, excuse me, y'all. Jesus. So I do have my days where obviously you still dwell on it. But all in all, she's still with me either way. The way I look at it is that she was just a rose that was too beautiful for her. So she's in a better place. She's in the place that I want to be in. I dwell to be in myself. So I will see her again. Most definitely. I can't wait to see her when that day comes. But I will see my daughter again. Yeah, but that is that process. I do have my daughter's ashes. The hospital actually gave them to me for free. So I do have her ashes. They're actually back at home. I'm not gonna say I forgot her, because I definitely didn't forget my daughter. I left her at home with her grandparents. Because I didn't want to lose her in the process of getting all my stuff put together. But now that I do have everything put together, I will be bringing her home to be with her mother. But yeah, so that was a timeline of me being pregnant to me losing my daughter. Everybody keeps asking me when I'm gonna have kids again, or when I'm gonna try to have kids again. My simple answer is, I don't know. When the timing is right, yes, I would love to have another kid. So at this point, I'm gonna say it is up to me in some way, but in retrospect, it's not up to me. When the timing is right, says the Lord, then the timing will be. So it wasn't my time. Let me rephrase that. It was my time, but the circumstances being, or what it would have been, would not have been the ideal circumstances to raise a little girl in. I most likely would have been doing it on my own, but that's okay. Because sometimes you have to do things on your own, but like I said, that's okay. I would have been okay with that. But yeah, so that was pretty much the timeline. Like I said, I don't know when the time will be right for me to have kids again. But when the time is right, I will most definitely be having kids. Am I ready to have kids again? Yes, 1,000% yes. I am ready to try and have another baby. I do know that it's gonna be hard, because obviously there's always a doubt and the thought in the back of your head. I lost the first one, am I gonna lose this one as well? So that is something that I have to get out of my head and clear my mind of. However, I do know that it will be hard, but that's okay because things happen. But yeah, so I will hopefully within the next year and a half or 2 years be trying to have another kid. But yeah, I'm 100% ready. I don't know when my future child will be here. I'm hoping within the next year and a half to 2 years. But it is what it is. But yeah, anyways, so that's my story of my first pregnancy and what happened. And why you say, or why, I'm not going to say you say, but why I say that I'm still technically a mother, because I am. So yeah, but if you've miscarried your first pregnancy, your second one, your third, fourth, so on and so forth, it does get easier, I promise. I've been grounded in my faith through this whole process, and that's what helped me get through. So without that, I promise you I wouldn't have made it. But because I have that, I did make it through, along with the support from my family and my friends that helped me through it. Yeah, so that's how I got through. That's how I got by. I'm not saying that it's easy, because it's not. You will have your moments where you do dwell on the fact again. If you have a miscarriage or if you lose your child, I promise you it's not your fault. I know that you're going to continue to beat yourself up about it, because you're going to say, what could I have done better? What could I have done to save this child? I promise you it's not your fault. It's not. Please don't dwell on the fact that it's your fault, because it's not. Things happen. Sometimes they happen for the better, and in my situation, they did. But always remember that you are a mother. Don't let anybody take that away from you. You will always be that child's mother, whether they are here or not. You're a mother. You are loved by so many that have gone through the same thing, I promise. And you always have a friend. And the mothers that have lost their children, and the mothers who have lost their kids and have their rainbow kids now, you will always have a friend in us, because we are actually the 1 in 4. But it's okay, because in that 1 in 4, we're special, we're strong, we're overcomers. We've gone through a lot more than what people see. They see the outside. They don't see the inside of everything that we had to go through. But I promise you, you will always have a friend in me if you've had a miscarriage. I promise. If you need to talk to me, please feel free. I will be so willing to talk to you and help you work your way through it. But yeah, so Lord, I'm sorry, y'all. I get emotional when I talk about stuff like this, because it happens way too commonly. But anyways, so yeah, so that is my my miscarriage story. And yeah, but anyways, if you've liked this story, I know it's sad, so I know probably many of y'all won't like it, but if you like this story, go ahead and give me a like and a comment and a subscribe. Also, I need you to hit that post notification button if you haven't already. And if you haven't done so already, please follow me on Instagram and follow me on TikTok. So yeah, without being said or anything else being said, I hope you all have a wonderful day, or a wonderful rest of your day in some case. And I hope you all have a great work week. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.